Dr. Hamdi, a surgeon known for his humorous style, was sitting in a taxi on his way to the hospital. As the car drove along, it suddenly stopped due to a traffic accident. Dr. Hamdi looked out the window and saw two cars that had collided, with an ambulance parked nearby. He paused for a moment, thinking to himself, "It doesn't seem like there are any serious injuries, but these people will definitely head to the hospital." Then he noticed the number of one of the cars that looked distinctive, and he smiled, saying to the driver, "That car's number seems familiar. I feel like I know it from somewhere." After a quarter of an hour, Dr. Hamdi arrived at the hospital and began his shift at the reception. While he was treating patients, an ambulance arrived with a patient named Karim, who looked anxious and tense. His hand was injured, but he entered the emergency room complaining, "Doctor, I'm sure I have a fracture in my arm." Dr. Hamdi replied with a smile, "Let me see the x-ray first, and don't worry, I'll do everything necessary." After a while, the x-ray film was brought in, and Dr. Hamdi began reviewing it. He looked at Karim, who was watching him anxiously. Dr. Hamdi said, "Well, Karim, it appears your arm is fine. There's no fracture." Karim protested angrily. "The results can't be correct. I've been feeling a lot of pain, and you must have made a mistake in your examination." Here, Dr. Hamdi smiled and said, "Well, let me confirm something for you. You were in a car accident, right? You were in a white private car with the number 1213A, and the car that hit you was blue, the driver was wearing a red t-shirt, and the left rear light was definitely broken." Karim jumped up, his eyes wide, and his voice trembling. "Did you know all this from my arm's x-ray? I'm sorry. I promise I won't enter this hospital again."